Hello and welcome back to Modalities Movement Therapy. In this Inner Movement series, part 8, we are improving fascial fitness with foam rolling as a tool for self-myofascial release. Targeting the front line and superficial back line, these are two fascial meridians that influence posture, support, and functional movement. So applying sustained pressure and slow controlled movement along these fascial lines, we can help hydrate and reorganize the connective tissue. This will reduce neuromuscular tension and improve the glide between muscle layers. We'll focus on the diaphragm, a key myofascial and respiratory structure at the center of our deep core line. Releasing restrictions around the diaphragm, and by integrating breath work, you not only improve core activation and spinal stability, but also support the nervous system regulation and overall movement efficiency of the body. Remember, movement is key, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So let's get to work with the use of a soft reflex ball as well and the foam roller, and improve that fascial glide. So we're going to come down onto the mat and bring our head or our neck onto the foam roller. Lengthen your legs out and release the reflex ball for now. Let's connect with that diaphragm and just focus on the breathing in and out through the nose. So we're breathing in for about 4 counts and then we're exhaling for 4 counts. So nice and slowly breathe in through the nose. And then as you exhale, feel the rib cage dropping. Feel the rib cage, the muscles between the ribs shortening. So you're coming into what's called a concentric contraction. Let's breathe in again. 2, 3, and 4. And then exhale. And just try and exhale for a little bit longer. So we're getting into a deeper concentric contraction and activating these muscles here. Let's do 2 more like this, breathing in and exhale. So nice, slow, steady exhalation, and finish off with 1 more. And exhale. Let's take that reflex ball, bend the knees, release the feet onto the mat, and just nod your head from side to side. So we're working along the base of the skull, along the occiput ridge. Let's hold the head over to the left side. Use your left hand to anchor that muscle that runs diagonally from behind the ear down towards the inside of your clavicle. So you're going to slide your fingers down that muscle. I want you to feel that muscle protruding, and you're going to slide your fingers down, anchor the muscle. Your ball is in your right hand, and you're going to push and twist the ball along that muscle. You will, if you move around the neck, feel that it will release not only that area, but you can release the muscles, the scalene muscles next to it and around it, just giving it a really good release. If there's a lot of tension, you just lighten the pressure with the ball and keep focusing on your breathing in and out through the nose. Let's do the same thing over to the left side. So you're going to use your right hand just to slide, find that muscle where it starts at that bony process behind the ear. Slide your fingers down towards the inside of the clavicle. Ball is in the left hand, and you're going to push and twist along that muscle. Move the ball around, like I said, because if you have a lot of tension here, this whole area could do with some self-myofascial release to get rid of that tension. and hydrate and plump up the fascial tissue. Keep going. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. We're now going to take the reflex ball and we're going to bring it in front of the ear on the jaw. So you can work nice and slowly now and just move the ball around, lighten the pressure if you need to, and push and twist, push and twist, push and twist, push and twist, push and twist. Roll the ball around. So we're coming right underneath the eye, move over the cheekbone, and let's move up to the temporal lobe next to the eye. So a little bit of an indentation right next to the eye. And you can roll the ball in a little circular motion. You can also push and twist it if you want to get a little bit deeper into the release. This is a great release for the face as well. It not only helps release tension, it's going to also stimulate the circulation and collagen production. So it's a great release. Might be a little bit sensitive over the forehead where there's not a lot of subcutaneous fat. Move the ball onto the left side or whichever side you haven't done, and you can either push and twist or move in little circular motions. And when you're ready, you're going to move the ball down in front of the ear and down towards the nose, over the cheekbone, over the jaw. Focus on the jaw, where the top and the bottom jaw meet. We often carry a lot of tension in that joint over there. And then you can move the ball over the chin, around the mouth if you want to. And now we're going to finish off with the ball on the sternum. Over the breastbone, you're going to massage up and down and move from side to side. So the area that we are working now is part of the deep core line. If you suffer with indigestion, reflux, it's often as a result of being in a stress breathing pattern and everything's happening up and around these secondary respiratory muscles in the neck and the shoulders. We want to try and activate the diaphragm, bring our breathing down to bring us into a rest and digest state, stimulating the organs and the muscles that are attached to the diaphragm. We can put the ball now onto our right hip bone, onto the inside of that right hip bone. You can work directly onto the skin if you want to and lengthen your legs out. From the right inside of the right hip bone, we're going to work up and around the colon. So we're coming up the right side over the ascending colon. Then we move up to the right rib cage. From the right rib cage to the left rib cage, you've got the transverse colon. And then we're going to move down the descending colon. When you get to the inside of the left hip bone, move the ball back over to the right side, and we're going to repeat this. While you're doing this, you're going to focus on breathing through the nose. Move to the left and down towards that hip. We're going to do 2 more like this. To the right. Feel how your breathing changes as you release the diaphragm. And take it nice and slow. Finish off with 1 more. Okay, put the ball to the side, keep it available. I'm taking my hands right onto my skin and I'm going to breathe in, anchor your hip bone or your skin down inside your hip bone, and with your right hand, you can slide the fingers up towards the right rib cage. As you do that, extend the leg out. So we're moving in what's called a tensegrity movement. So that's pulling the fascia in two different directions. So you're lengthening out and breathing in as you lengthen out, and tensegrity up, pulling in two directions, in opposite directions. So let's breathe out and release it. And your last two, breathing in and exhale. For the last one, breathing in, and keep that leg in an extended position and just exhale. Use whichever hand you want to anchor the left hip bone, and the other hand is sliding up towards the rib cage, the left rib cage. So we're now on the left side. Exhale. You can keep contact with the mat as you slide the foot up into that bent position. Breathe in and exhale. Here we go for two more. And exhale. Your last one. And exhale. Bending both knees. And we're now going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Open up as much as you can in the hip. Take your reflex ball now in the right hand. And we're going to massage in circular motions along that inner thigh. And we spoke of the deep core line. This is part of that deep core line. From the big toe, the arch of the foot, running up the inside of the leg and into the diaphragm. So this is the area that we are focusing mostly on today. Nice slow circular motion. Try and focus on getting deeper rather than speeding up that release. Any tension along this area, keep the ball on that area and try and get a little bit deeper. Your breathing will help you ease into the movement as well. We're going to do the same thing to the left side. So release that foot, cross the left ankle over, and starting right inside at the hip area, you're going to move up that leg. Five and 4, 2, and finish off with 1. Our next movement back on the right side, you're going to take the ball behind your right knee, squeeze the ball behind the knee, and then bring the foot and cross it back over the left knee. If you want to keep your roller underneath your neck, you can. Otherwise, move it slightly away and bring your arms at your sides. If you're in this position, support your head in your hands, or you can bring the roller back, but don't have it on the neck. Have it slightly higher up and hold on to either side so it doesn't slip out from underneath your head. We're going to move into some arching and tucking. So imagine someone's pulling your belly button up to the ceiling. You're breathing in, arching into this movement, and as you exhale, push down into the mat. Use your right foot to create resistance and lift that foot up. So we're getting into a deeper contraction. Any strain in the lower back, or if you find your back lifting up, make sure your foot doesn't come off the mat. Head on the roller or off the roller, and make sure you're getting movement into the chin. You want that movement to flow up and down the spine. Let's breathe in and arch. So in this position, my chin is dropping. As I exhale, going with the flow, my chin is lifting. Resisting, I'm still exhaling, and then I'm going to lift the foot and resist against, or lift the foot off the mat and resist against the right foot. Release the foot And you're breathing in again. Exhaling. If you just want to lift the heel off the mat, if you're taking too much strain in the back, then that's also an option. Release the heel or the foot and breathe in. Nice and slowly, feel the rib cage dropping as you exhale. Get into that concentric contraction and lift the foot. Drop the foot. Here we go for 4. Breathing in and exhale. And lift that foot up. 4 more. Breathing in and exhale. And resist. Breathing in, exhaling, and 2 more. For your last one, and release. Take that ball from behind the right knee and let's bring it behind the left. And we're going to repeat the same movement. Breathing in, exhaling. Resist with the foot and lift. Keep exhaling here. Lower back is pushing firmly into the mat. Breathing in and exhale. Head in the hands if you want. Otherwise, bring them onto the rib cage so you can feel the movement. Feel the activation of the diaphragm. We're halfway. Let's do another 4. Breathing in. And your last one. Release the foot, release the ball, and the other foot. Let's bring the foam roller underneath the shoulder blades. In this position, you're going to link your fingers and you're going to support the head in the hands. So make sure you're not taking any strain in the neck. Hopefully the release that we have done has helped you with that, and now you can focus more on that diaphragmatic breathing. Let's roll the shoulder blades over. We're going to rock onto one side. If you're taking any strain or too much strain, then focus on working both shoulder blades on the roller. But if you can get a bit deeper, then rock onto one side and work right up into the neck. Move as slowly as you need. Then you'll get a little bit deeper into the area. When you're ready, you're going to rock over to the other side. Otherwise, you continue on both shoulder blades. You can always progress when you are a little bit further into the releases. Keep going, 4 more. And 3. Back into the center, so both shoulder blades onto the foam roller, and you can bring the roller right to the base of the shoulder blades. Make sure the head is resting in the hands again. And now we are going to breathe back into our arch. Let's see if we can get more open over the foam roller, over the rib cage. So we opening up into an eccentric contraction, breathing into the space we're creating. Take it as far as you can. It doesn't have to be a big movement. You can always progress as we go. Exhale, 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 pushing the lower back down into the mat. So you're starting each movement from the tailbone. Let's open up. Movement is coming up the spine, breathing in, opening up, and exhaling. If you are getting right into the mat, the lower back into the mat, and you want to take this a little bit further, you're going to lift the feet up off the mat. Any strain in the lower back, keep the feet down, or you can lift one foot at a time. Most important thing is to activate the glutes and keep the lower back firmly planted in the mat. Let's arch. Breathe in. In this position, you can bounce a little bit if you want to open up more. And exhale. Lift the feet. Drop the feet. Open up and breathe in. We're going to keep going. We're going to do another 4. Exhaling. You can run the feet as well if you want to do it something a little bit different. And finish off with one more. And run the feet out. Let's hug the knees. Rock up to a seated position. Now we're going to bring our glutes onto the foam roller. So we'll start off on one side. If you have very tight hips, you'll keep the feet and the knees side by side. Just lift the one buttock off the foam roller. If you can, you're going to cross that right ankle over the left knee, and you're going to thread your fingers between your toes. Let's just loosen up in the ankle a little bit and change direction. And shake it out. Now we're going to focus on the glutes, rolling slowly over them and move right into that lower back. I mentioned we are working on the deep core line and the superficial back line. We are going to add a little bit of rotation into this routine. So we can target that line as well, because in life rotation happens and you need to prepare the body for those kind of movements. If you want to lift the foot up, get a little bit deeper into the release, that's another option. We're going to roll down and release the toes and come into a side lying position, stacking the knees and the feet and the hips. So make sure the hips are one on top of the other. Hold onto your foam roller so it doesn't move, and bring the foam roller as close to your hip bone as you can. We're going to slide, or you can call this a shearing motion as well. You're going to shear forward and back over the waist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's move over to the left side. So we're going to come back into that seated position, knees and feet side by side. On the left buttock, lift the right side. Thread your fingers between the toes if you can. And let's start circling that ankle first. And change direction. Just give it a good shake. Keep the fingers where they are. Keep the foot on the knee or lift it up if you want to. And let's roll. Make sure you're moving right into that lower back. Often an area we carry a lot of tension as well. This is a great way to release that tension. Finish off with 2 more. And then you're going to lower down as you release the toes into a side lying position. Bring the knees and the feet and the hips one on top of the other. Hold onto your foam roller and shear forward and back, forward and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock around onto your hands and knees. We're going to release a little bit more into the diaphragm. If you're not comfortable in this position, work without the foam roller. But this is a great way to release any tension in and around this or around the lower back and up and down the spine. So you're going to drop your chest onto the mat and rest your forehead on your hands. You might feel the pulsing of the aorta in the foam roller. That's your blood supply to the top and bottom half of your body. And you'll feel it mostly on the exhalation. We're going to slowly breathe in through the nose as we have been doing. About 4 counts in. And feel the release in the lower back on either side of the spine. As you exhale, feel the rib cage dropping. And this is when you're going to feel that pulsing in the foam roller. If you feel it at all, breathe in. And exhale. Another 2 to go, just slowly breathing in and exhale. And you've got 1 to go. And exhale. Coming up onto your elbows and knees, bring the foam roller onto the front of your legs, along the quadriceps. Let's take the elbows as far forward as we can, and you're going to roll over the front of the legs, over the knees if you can. If you have a lot of tension in the knees, then just stay above the knees. Breathe in as you lengthen back, and exhale as you come forward. Try not to let this happen. You want those feet as close to the mat as possible. So you're lifting up in the center and activating the glutes. If you want to get a little bit deeper, you can alternate bending the knees, hold one knee in that position. And then change sides. Push back onto the elbows and knees. And we are now going to bring the foam roller underneath the knees. We're going to challenge ourselves in this position into a rotation. So your elbows underneath the shoulders, Hands flat on the mat. So don't do this because you're going to tense up in the shoulders. We're going to rotate onto one side, onto one leg. Challenge yourself by lifting the top leg, otherwise you're going to keep both legs stacked. Breathe in this position. As you exhale, you're going to bend the knees, rotate so both shins are on the roller, and you're going to tuck. Lengthen back. Keep going to the same side. Lift the top foot if you can. Release it and exhale. Okay. If you are taking strain anywhere, then you just hold it in the plank position. Open up the legs slightly wider apart and just focus on your breathing. Relax your head and your neck, and you're going to breathe in and exhale. Otherwise, you're going to join me and let's continue rotating, lifting up, breathing out, and bring the knees to the chest. Breathe in and exhale. We're going to keep going and do another 4, 3, and 2. For the last one, let's take a breather, and then we're going to repeat the same thing to the other side. Now the feet, the toes specifically, so we're stretching across the front of the ankle, are on the roller. So this is actually working a little bit into your superficial front line as well. So we're going to take the hands onto the roller. I'll give you 2 options again. So pushing up, nod the head from side to side, squeeze the shoulder blades around the spine, and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. If you are taking strain in the knees, double up your mat, cushion your knees, and come up and hold onto either shoulder. You're going to breathe in and then take it as far as you can. So we're lengthening into the front of the legs. Breathing in and exhale. Add a little bit of a nod with the head and exhale. So choose your option, and we're going to do another 4. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. And 1 more. Okay, I'm going to swap around to the other side. So we're going to lengthen back onto the foam roller and join me in the plank position. If you can, let's take it into that rotation. Hands flat, elbows under the shoulders, breathing in as you open up, and let's rotate. Look ahead. As you exhale, roll the roller towards you and tuck the knees to the chest. And this is your exhalation. Let's breathe in. Lift that top leg if you can. Exhale and tuck. Here we go for 3. Breathe in for 4. 4 to go. 2 more. And the last one. Drop the knees onto the mat. Hands under the shoulders, so slightly different. We're going to keep the feet as before, the toes on the foam roller. You can stay on the elbows if you want to, if you're taking any strain in the wrists. Let's breathe in, coming into our arch. As we exhale, tuck in round the spine. Lift your knees up off the mat and bounce in this rounded position. Drop onto the knees. Breathe in and out. As you exhale, Push into the hands and lift, rounding the spine, getting deeper into this contraction. If your lower back is not in this rounded position, if you have got a lot of tightness in the lower back and can't come into this rounded position, then rather keep the knees on the mat. So this is your movement. Breathe in. As you exhale, push into the heels of the hands and round your spine. Let's keep going. Breathing in and exhale. Keep exhaling. Bounce as long as you can. Lower the knees and then breathe in. Hug the spine with the shoulder blades. Exhale and bounce. Last two. And breathe in. One more. Exhale and bounce. Let's stay there and roll the roller up. Bring the feet onto the mat. Open up the feet as wide as the mat. Take your hands further away or closer and let's walk through the feet. So we're going to wiggle the hips from side to side, bending one knee well and wiggle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Both heels down and just bounce your chest towards your thighs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's just drop onto the knees and stretch the shoulder across the front of the chest over the shoulders and bounce there. Nod your head, just loosen up in the neck. Take a slow, steady breath in. As you exhale, round your spine and uncurl. Circle the shoulders up and back, and let's swing the arms around the body. One last breath in, and as you exhale, release. And well done. Thank you for joining me.